Okay, a few weeks ago, we released a review of the Maono DM20. Now we're going to compare it to another USB microphone, the Maono DM30. Come on, let's find out which microphone is better. First, let's compare the build quality of both microphones. If we look closer, the DM20 has a plastic build, while on the other hand, the DM30 has metallic build. The DM30 looks and feels a little bit premium compared to the DM20. But the plastic build of the DM20 is not cheap, unlike other budget USB microphones out in the market. In this category, I'll choose the DM30 because of its metallic build, which looks and feels premium to me. How about the design? What are the differences? At first glance, the pop filter of the DM20 is already attached to its shock mount. In DM30, you will not see any pop filter or shock mount attached to it. According to Maono, there's no pop filter for DM30 as of the moment. They said that they're still producing a new DM30 with pop filter. If this is true, I guess the DM30 would be much better. Another noticeable design difference is the gain knob. As you can see, the DM20's gain knob is at the bottom, while the DM30 is in the middle. Meanwhile, all the ports of the DM30 are placed at the bottom. On the other hand, the DM20's ports are in the middle. User experience-wise, the DM20's buttons and ports are placed in a much better position compared to the DM30 in my opinion. So design-wise, it's DM20 for me. Both USB microphones have cardioid polar patterns, which I think are good for streaming. I'm not a pro, but I think both are decent budget options for podcasting as well. Aside from the aforementioned features and differences, the DM20 has a physical button for noise cancellation. On the other hand, the DM30 has no buttons for the sit feature. According to Maono again, the noise cancelling feature of DM30 is already built in. So I think it's better to test this just to prove that Maono DM30 has noise cancelling feature. If you're curious about it, please stay tuned because we're now going to compare the performance of both USB microphones. So this is the testing of the Maono DM30 in a quiet environment. The volume gain is set to max and the distance of the microphone from my mouth is roughly 2 to 3 inches. So yeah, this is the sound of the DM30 in a quiet environment. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. So just like what we did earlier with the DM30, again, we're going to check the performance of the DM20 in a quiet environment. The same settings of the microphone, volume gain is set to max and the distance is roughly 2 to 3 inches away from my mouth. So yeah, this is the sound of the DM20 in a quiet environment. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. So in this test, we're going to check the performance of the DM30 if there's a fan beside you. We're doing this test because it's a cardioid polar pattern, or I mean the microphone has cardioid polar pattern. We want to test its performance if there are background noises, right? So yeah, this is the sound of the DM30 if there's a fan beside you. Test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. So just like what we did earlier with the DM30, we're currently checking the performance of the DM20 when there's a fan beside you. So yeah, this is the sound of the DM20 when there's a fan beside you. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. So in this test, we're going to check the performance of the Maono DM30 if it's far away from my mouth. So roughly the distance of the microphone from my mouth is around 12 inches maybe. So that's my rough estimation. And the volume gain is set to max as well. So this is the sound of the DM30 if the distance of the microphone from my mouth is around 12 inches. So testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. So just like what we did earlier with the DM30, we're currently checking the performance of the Maono DM20 if the distance of the microphone away from my mouth is more or less 12 inches. Also, the volume gain is set to max. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. As of the moment, only the DM30 has software support. Maybe in the future, Maono will release software support for the DM20. How about mounting both microphones to a boom arm? Are they compatible? Out of the box, the DM30 is compatible with the boom arm. You can detach the plate from the stand and attach the handle to a boom arm. On the other hand, the DM20 is compatible too. However, there's no boom arm screw or adapter included in the package. You still need to purchase one, but according to Maono, they will release a version with cantilever mount which includes the adapter. Good thing, both microphones can be mounted to a boom arm. In my opinion, both USB microphones are really good. They can be both used in gaming and productivity tasks. However, I'm not 100% sure if they are good when recording songs professionally. To me, they suffice my voiceover needs. Actually, I recorded this video with the DM30 and I recorded my previous videos with the DM20. Price-wise, they're really affordable, but their performance is not cheap. Now, if I'm going to choose between the two, I'm going to pick the DM30. My reason is it feels premium, it has software support, and out of the box, it can be mounted to a boom arm. Huge thanks to Maono for sending both microphones in. And that's it guys, we've reached the end part now. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Till our next, goodbye.